Hi everybody, this is the Baseball Hut, the amazing, spectacular, terrific, the great one, the People's Champion, your host, the Hut, and welcome back to the Baseball Hut 2. Hope you like this video and subscribe. We have some breaking news here. I don't have my bell ready. I don't have my bell at the moment. I don't use that for the Mets trades, but a little breaking news. The Giants have fired manager Gabe Kapler. 3 games left before the season was over. Before we get into that video, I need you to hit that subscribe button and let me know what you think about this video. I did a video before we get into this on the Braves. I love doing videos on the Braves and the Braves fans. I love getting under their skin like you can't imagine. And a few of them have been writing to me today on Friday, and it's quite amusing. A lot of guilty consciences out there. I would mention that I'll put the link to the video. There's no comments on it. Just to be comments on this video, but I want to point out a statistical anomaly. The Braves lead baseball in home runs. The second team next to them is the Los Angeles Dodgers. They have 60 home runs behind them. You can figure that one out. I think you're a very smart audience here. I know the Birds are. I can tell you that. After missing playoffs for a second straight year, Giants dismiss Kapler. That's from MLB.com. Skadoosh! Kapler's out of here. The Giants announced Friday that manager Gabe Kapler has been dismissed in the wake of a disastrous September collapse that left them out of the playoff picture for the second consecutive year. Quote, after making this recommendation to ownership and receiving their approval, I met with Gabe today to inform him that get the hell out of here. It's a nice way of saying it. In his tenure as Giants manager, this is from Farhan Zadi. Gabe led our team through an unprecedented pandemic in 2020 and a franchise record 107 wins. What have you done for me lately? 2 years later, gone. And postseason berth in 21. He has been dedicated and passionate in his efforts to impose the on-field performance of the San Francisco Giants, and I have tremendous respect for him as a colleague and as a friend. On behalf of the Giants organization, we wish Gabe the best of luck in his future endeavors. Thank him for his contributions over the last 4 years. Zadi had been non-committal when asked about manager Kapler's status during his regular appearance on KNBR. Knowing that we have to rethink everything now that the club has slipped 3 games under 500 and to 4th place in the National League West, entering the final weekend of the regular season. It was a change in tone from 2 weeks ago when Giants chairman Greg Johnson told the San Francisco Chronicle's Susan Slusser they expected both Zadi and Kapler to return in 2024. Obviously, I think, as I said at the time, I really appreciate the support from ownership and plan to have us both back, Zadi told KNBR's Tom Tolbert and Adam Copeland on Thursday. Right now, on Thursday. So the next day, goodbye, Gabe. Goodbye. What a change of heart. I wouldn't want him as my boss. How do you change your mind over one day? And I would mention when I read these articles, I never know what I'm going to say. I kind of read it, but I don't read beforehand because I want to get my reaction. I hope you like that. I think we are all just have to look at how we can improve across the board. That's the personnel on the roster. That's our culture in the clubhouse. Which, again, I think when you're playing well, certain things culturally are portrayed as, hey, this team loves being together, they're having fun. But when you're not doing well, those things can be seen in a negative light. And I would mention that 2 years ago they had a veteran team. Veterans had basically all had career years. Now that was Buster Posey's last year, and he's a future Hall of Famer in my view. I know a lot of people feel that way. And I think that they've kind of in a transition after he retired. And now you're seeing that transition from a 107 win team to a team that didn't get to postseason last year and has not. It's not going to postseason this year. The Giants held the third and final. You know, when you have one big generation, one good player as a Hall of Famer, and it's a winning player like Posey was, and then he retires or gets traded, you see the effect. You see the effect after the fact, and they've not been able to replace that, and it's a big void with their team. Giants held the third and final National wildcard spot when they embarked on their final road trip of the season. but their playoff hopes evaporated on their final road trip of the season. But their playoff hopes evaporated, poof, after they went 2-8 against the Rockies, Diamondbacks, and Dodgers. You can't be playing terrible against the Rockies. So one thing is the Diamondbacks and Dodgers. But to go up against the Rockies and not play well, they ended up dropping 20 of their last 34 road games. Wow. Man, that's terrible. And into Friday, 8-17 in September, meaning they'll need to sweep the first place Dodgers to avoid finishing under 500 this year. Wow. That's unbelievable. That's a terrible September. We still got, 3 days left in September as I do this video? Wow, that's crazy. Kapler, who was previously dismissed by the Phillies after posting an underwhelming 161 and 163 record over his 2 seasons in Philly, acknowledged earlier this week that he also feels a good bit of responsibility for the Giants' disappointing finish. He's just not a very good team. I mean, they had a good year 2 years ago. They had, like I said, Brandon Crawford basically getting old. Then not having Buster Posey in that lineup has killed him. It really has killed him. Now here's an article from Bob Nightingale. Headline: Giants fire manager Gabe Kapler 2 years after 107-win season. Could Bob Melvin replace him? That's a possibility. Just a few weeks after the Giants gave manager Gabe Kapler a vote of confidence, one day, insisting he would return in 24, they changed their mind Friday and fired him. The immediate speculation is that Kapler could be replaced with San Diego Padres manager Bob Melvin, if he's also let go after their disappointing season. Farhan Saadi, the Giants' president of baseball operations, said in a statement that he was the one who recommended that Kapler be fired, which was approved by ownership. It was Giants chairman Greg Johnson who told the San Francisco Chronicle earlier this month that Kapler and Zadi would each be back in 24 in the final year of their contracts. So much for that declaration. Probably what happens, one, I understand they had some kind of dinner last night. This is the front office. And I guess they kind of decided on Thursday they weren't going to keep Kapler. I think that's kind of what I heard. I'm not sure 100%. The Giants, who won 107 games just 2 seasons ago, have since had back-to-back losing years, including a 78-81 record this year, 20 games behind the first-place Dodgers, entering the final weekend. Kapler, a polarizing figure in the Giants clubhouse, with their relentless platoons and use of their starting pit rotation, rely heavily on their bullpen, becomes the fall guy for a season gone wrong. Several players, including pitchers Ross Stripling and Alex Wood, publicly complained about their roles. Oh boy, that is never good. The Giants were not only sloppy defensively this season, but almost abandoned the running game. They have stolen only 57 bases all season, the fewest in the major leagues. The Rockies had the second fewest in baseball with 69 stolen, but you could walk to second base to steal a base. How could you not steal bases? Well, what I saw a number was 375 stolen bases by rookie players this year. An all-time record. How could you not steal bases? Wow. Talk about a boring team. This is the first time the organization has relieved the manager of duties since they replaced Jim Davenport with the late Roger Craig, with 18 games remaining in the 1985 season. Wow. Now the Giants will be looking for their first manager since Bruce Bochy stepped away after the 2019 season, perhaps leading to Melvin. The worst-kept secret in baseball is the strained relationship between him and Padres general manager A.J. Preller. And if Melvin wants out, the Padres likely will let him leave with 1 year and $4 million remaining on his contract. The managerial path from San Diego to San Francisco actually has been traveled before. It was back in 2006 when Bruce Bochy left the Padres after the season was immediately hired by the Giants, leading the franchise to 3 World Series championships. Now, history could repeat itself with Melvin. Wow, this is just crazy. Melvin likes to bounce around out there in the West Coast, doesn't he? First he was with the Mariners, then he went to the Diamondbacks, then he was with the A's a long time, then he went to the Padres, and now he'll be going possibly to the Giants. That guy gets around, doesn't he? So, what do you think about Kapler getting fired? What do you think about Melvin maybe replacing him? You let me know what you think about it in the comment section. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you later.